Hey, what's going on YouTube? Brian back at it with another episode of Rust and Beards. This episode, we're kind of taking it easy a little bit, only because what's coming up in future episodes to follow this is clean out day. Um, that's going to be a doozy. I'm going to show you guys probably the wrong way to build a shed. I've got a metal building. It's a 10 by 10 building. We're going to secretly put it up so nobody in the HOA knows about it. Actually, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, but I have to build a base first, but that's neither here nor there. That's going to be future video talk. So this video, what am I doing? Well, so I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm getting this thing ready for a show this weekend. It's the show that I mentioned before, Pistons and Paint. So we're going to do some detailing on it. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to try, where did it go? This easy off, heavy duty oven cleaner to clean the oven that is inside of this engine bay. Obviously it's dark. I've got a couple of lights I'm going to turn on. I'm not going to do like everything. I just got a couple of crusty areas that I want to try to clean up. I don't know if I'm going to try to paint this thing before the show. I probably am not. I'm probably just going to, like I said in other videos, I'm going to embrace. Okay. I'm going to embrace the, what do you call it? Patina, I guess. It's not really patina if it's just dirty, but whatever it is, I want to embrace it. So I figured I would document how well the Easy Off does, just in case one of y'all want to do the same thing, or if you guys are wondering what to clean an engine bay with. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to it. So before I get started, or before I get started fully getting in after this thing, I was going to show you guys a couple of updates. I don't know that you guys have seen all of this. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Obviously, you know, I put the spacer in there. I insulated the fuel line. I did do down there. I don't know if you can see it. Where are you at? Okay, it's right there. It is a, hold on. There it is. So that is a vapor filter. So it's got your, you know, it comes from the regulator to the filter, then up, and then whatever is left over is the vapor. And that line, let me show you guys where that goes. It's a beautiful night, by the way, just in case y'all were wondering. So that line, can y'all see right there? So it's going up. I've basically got it coming up from the, following the pickup or the line going out, and it's just going right into it, and then right there. Just ignore the gunk all over the sending unit there. These sending units are ridiculously hard to seal. And that one is, it's got a gasket on there. It just doesn't want to play nice. So I didn't have another gasket. The gasket that I had was pretty old and old and brittle. So I figured, you know, we'll make do for now. I'll probably, the fuel sending unit eventually is going to croak. I mean, that thing is way, way rusty. It's the original one with the tank, or what I'm assuming is the original one. Anyways, I wanted to show those to you. I did develop a slight leak on the wheel cylinder on the passenger rear. It's not, like, the fluid's not even gone down yet. So it's gonna have to be an upcoming thing. The other thing is the springs on this sucker. I had put some spacers in there just to kind of raise it up a little bit and give the spring some room to travel. And even that amount has now been collapsed on the springs. They're just toast. They're just so worn out. So next steps for this thing eventually will probably most likely be airbags, and or maybe just replacing springs. I don't really know yet. It's not high on the priority list right now. High on the priority list, like I said, is getting this garage cleaned up, and then getting a couple of honeydew things around the house done. I need a couple of things done for Frank, the 94 that's out there. That I'm going to take you guys along for that. In fact, that's probably under the next series of videos. And then I've got a line for an upcoming project in which I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do with that one, but I have to get space in here to even pull it in. So let's go. So a couple of things that I'm just wanting to kind of get. I'm not going to do the whole engine, although I may spray the whole engine down. I don't really know yet. But it's like the motor mount right there where it's dirty. and then like up in here where it's dirty, and then on the other side along the motor mount, and then just kind of about through there. I'm just going to kind of spray. I feel like this cover might be leaking a little bit. I can see some seepage. I think the valve cover may be leaking a little bit. I don't really know. As this thing gets warmed up, I feel like everything leaks. So, but that's part of that's the beauty of having an old truck. So, all right, let's do it. Kind of assume this would be foaming, but I guess maybe it doesn't. Probably. Don't inhale. Good Lord. Woo. That'll come up and sneak attack you. I mean, I was kind of joking at first, but yeah, I know it's straight up. Kind of foamed on this side a little bit. I don't know if I'm supposed to turn it sideways or something. Reminds me of my Army days in the gas chamber, or whatever it's called. Maybe I shouldn't say gas chamber. I'm definitely not looking for perfection here, guys. I'm just kind of looking to, and it is taking some of the paint off, so just in case you guys are wondering. But if I'm being completely honest, this thing has probably been painted inappropriately by me at least a dozen times. No, not a dozen, probably 3 times. And then who knows the previous owner, because it came kind of with a somewhat blue block. But oh, hey, you probably want to see this over here, huh? All right. I'm not gonna lie, I think I kind of like the foaming engine cleaner better. I'm not saying this isn't going to do better work of the grease, but something about the foamingness is appealing to me. It makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something. Is this supposed to foam? It doesn't say turn it upside down or nothing. I'm supposed to shake it up well or something? It doesn't have a ball. Usually if you're supposed to shake it, it'll have a ball. Oh yeah, it's all the paint's coming off. I really don't want to repaint this thing or nothing. Or at least not this week, not before the show coming up on Saturday. Yeah. All right, that's going to be good enough, I think. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry, and we'll get a better look at how bad it is once it's dry. Like I said, I put 3 coats of paint on this thing before, so even if it took some of the paint off, there's paint underneath it, with the rare exception of, like, you can see, like right there, you know, it took some of that paint off. That's back down to bare metal. You can see the different layers of paint right there, but that's okay. It's kind of got a residue to it. I wonder if I need to be spraying more. It says rinse. I think it'll be okay. All right, we'll let it cook. All right, all right, guys. So here's the results. In a nutshell, if you have a painted engine and if it is not like really, really well painted, I don't recommend doing the oven cleaner. Um, yeah, you can tell it took some definite paint off. It kind of made it splotchy, which that's okay. I'm trying to decide now if I want to try to paint it. I don't think I do. I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. I feel like it's a little bit like I do like it when it was nice and clean and painted up and everything, but I also kind of felt a little bit like a poser, almost like I was faking it, and like I don't know, like it just didn't set well with me. So I'm probably just going to leave it as it is. I mean, it's an old truck, it's an old engine, so like it just kind of fits. And honestly, guys, I'm going to walk the show, and you'll see too. A lot of the cars at that show, I mean, they welcome. I mean, it's a traditional hot rod show. And what I mean by that is a lot of rat rods, a lot of traditional rods, a lot of cars that there will be some nice cars there. Don't get me wrong, but there's also going to be a lot of this stuff too. So it'll. What I'm trying to get at is it'll fit in, so it'll be okay. That's what I'm telling myself because yeah. All right. So yeah, next thing is probably tomorrow when it's daylight outside. You're gonna see me tackle the paint on this. I've got some spray, McGuire spray, detailer kind of stuff. It's supposed to kind of bring like take some of the oxidation out of this paint. I noticed, and it's hard to. Let me see if I can get a. It's going to be real hard to see it. I mean, you can kind of see like right there some of the chalkiness in this paint. Um, it's not big. It's not a huge deal. Again, it's definitely it's very dry. It needs some loving. You can see maybe even the difference between the inside there and the outside. So just years of sitting. Yeah, that's a pretty decent shot. Like it needs some love. So I'm gonna put some of this on, apply it, and kind of go from there. So that's gonna be the tomorrow project. All right, guys. See you then. Okay, so I said I wasn't gonna do it, But yesterday, well, last night, after I finished videoing, I was pulling the truck in, and the brake pedal started pretty aggressively going to the floor. I was losing brake pedal. The only thing I could think of is that leak right here. So even though I said I'm not going to do it, I'm going to wait till after the show. I'm going to be responsible because I got my family in the car, so I'm going to just hold off. And well, I'm not going to hold off. I'm actually going to go ahead and do this wheel cylinder real quick. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully it's the right part and there's no big deal and it'll just get knocked out real quick. I mean, I've replaced hundreds of these, right? So it shouldn't go bad. The line shouldn't break. It should bleed out fine and repressurize, and it'll be okay. All right, so I've got the truck all kind of detailed out, at least polished up as much as I'm going to be able to polish it. This paint's pretty old. It's got, it's oxidized and everything. The stuff that I actually used, let me show you, see if I can get it. So this is something that I used to actually sell years ago. You can tell it's kind of, the bottle's all kinds of old. So this is a company called Dry Washing Guard, and they're no longer available. So, or maybe they are, but you can't become a distributor anymore. But this is Oxygon. It's pretty good oxidation remover or masker. I don't really know. You just got to put the lotion in. It rubs the lotion on, and then it wipes the lotion off. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I mean, there were some spots where it definitely worked and made the thing shine up really good, and there's some spots where the haziness is just kind of shining through. And that's okay because it's an old truck and it's a good truck. So yeah, Pistons and Paint car show is coming on tomorrow. So tomorrow morning we're gonna load up, and head out to the show, and hopefully I'll get some coverage there at the show for you guys, and hopefully it's a good time. So I'm excited about it. This was a kind of a culmination of a lot of hard works, a lot of it that you guys saw and was along for the journey. Some of it you didn't get to be along for the journey because I didn't videotape all of it. I kind of cut in the middle of this project and started videotaping. But yeah, the one of the goals was to make this show. It's one of my favorite shows every year. It's kind of an old school rockabilly vibe, kind of thing. Traditional hot rods, rat rods. I think it's a 74 and older vehicles, if I remember right, 72, something like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We will see you guys tomorrow morning. All right, we're off to the show. I'll do some footage like once we get there, but yeah, hopefully it's a good day. Say hi, family.
Hi.
All right, here we go. All right, we made it to the show. It's still filling out here. We got here right at 8 o'clock when gates open, and the line was probably 3 blocks away. So we just now got set up. Got the missus all comfy in her little swivel revolving whatever kind of chair that is. And yeah, so now it's just gonna let it fill up, and I'll do some walk arounds with you guys, and yeah, let y'all enjoy the show too. See you later. But when Pierre found work, the little money coming worked out well. Like I told my parents, you know. All right, check 1, 2. We're getting that up there. Your monitor, that's sure. Check. Hello, check. Good to meet you. In fact, it's Jason's truck that got me interested.
I never did get that little ride.
Tequila. Yeah, it melted. And even before, when I went for the back, I reached out to and then I got one. You know, I get better. I'll grandma before you get off.
Ah, there's a Whataburger. That's the first one I've seen.
I'm so soft and real.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I remember last year there was a ton of them.
Kick butt. Yep.
Oh, there's no.
Yeah.
Actually, what I wanted to do my sister.
Thank you there. I told them we had $5 t-shirts over here at the t-shirt booth. $5. That's what I'm paying attention to. Extra small. So we got that 3 months ago. Stick around the holidays later.
Hey guys, Brian here at Pistons and Paint here in Denton, Texas. I've got kind of a unique Mustang here. Looks like a classic car. It looks really cool actually, but it's a little different. You probably just saw it didn't have an engine in there. It didn't have like anything normal. And I'm here with Chris.
Yeah, Chris Williams.
So, Chris, tell me a little bit about this car and how it's actually powered.
Well, so it's a 66 fastback. It's a full EV car. It's got a 300 horsepower Cascadia Motion electric motor in it. It's got 2 battery boxes, one in the rear and one in the front. It's a 400 volt system. So the car actually right now is our low horsepower build, and it's a 0 to 60 of about 5 seconds with 300 horse. So I mean, it's all torque. Like these things are torque monsters.
So, is this so you have a company that actually does this? So do you do it just to Mustangs, or you do it to any car?
Well, we'll do anything. Realistically, we'll do just about anything that anybody wants to pay for. But we have specifically designed a kit for first-gen Mustangs and first-gen Camaros.
Awesome. Are you planning on expanding that to like other cars, or is that going to be where you?
I mean, we've looked at doing things like old school Impalas, Bel Airs, some of the maybe even some old trucks and stuff like that. I'd like to do a Porsche, but a lot of people do 911s already, so that market's kind of already saturated. But we like doing cool stuff, So we did a '69 Cadillac for a certain A-list celebrity actor. With a Tesla motor and Tesla battery.
All right, so you said you did a Cadillac with a Tesla motor?
Yeah, we did a Tesla LDU, the large drive unit, 600 horse, mounted in the back, and then driving through half shafts through our own axle design to the rear wheels. The battery boxes, we had a main box in the front, and then a box in the tunnel, and then another 2 boxes underneath the car in the frame rails. So the Tesla comes with 16. The Model S has 16 battery modules. And we were able to get all those into the car. So that car was, just a blast to drive, but because it's such a big, long, low, kind of a old school luxury car, it was still like crazy fast, 4.2 seconds, 0 to 60.
So if a guy has, let's say, a Mustang sitting in his garage and he's burned out, or let's say he's blown his engine, or he just wants something different,
right.
What's the turnaround time typically once he drops it off at your place?
It depends on what all needs to be done to the car. If it doesn't have any, you do have to make some suspension modifications on the front end. It has to have the Mustang 2 style front end to get rid of the shock towers in order for the battery box to fit. So if we've got to do that portion of the build, it's going to add some time. This car has a 4-link rear end with a 4 9-inch. So again, if you want to do stuff on the rear end, that's going to add time. But in general, I mean, if you brought us a car that minus paint, any of that kind of stuff that we had to do, all we're doing is just the drop-in conversion. You're looking at probably 2 months.
Awesome. So that's really not bad at all. That's actually quicker than
and we actually sell it as a kit, so you can actually buy all the components as a kit, everything that you need, and do the conversion yourself if you want to do it that way.
That's awesome. And guys, I mean, this is a good alternative. I mean, as you all know, EPA is cracking down on the engines and everything that we love in these little things. And you see a lot of cars with modern Coyotes and LS swaps and everything. This is the future, whether you like it or not. And, I don't know if any of you have actually ridden in a electric vehicle, but they are very quick. They're off the line very, very quick. Awesome. So let me get just a picture of your card right there. And I guess your phone number, everything on there, guys. Give them a call if there's something he can help you with, or if you have any further questions, there's email and everything on that.
All right. So just to give you a quick rundown of how the car is laid out. We've got a battery box in the front. It's the exact same box that's in the back of the car as far as size, has the same amount of capacity. So there's a box that sits under this panel here. And then underneath the finish panel back here in the back, there's the motor sits basically about half of the motor sits up into the tunnel. The motor only weighs about 120 pounds. and then the boxes themselves are about 210 each. So reality is the car is actually about 100 pounds less than the factory car, with essentially the same power but way more torque. So it's actually a faster car.
Do you have any customers that actually drag them?
We do not yet. We're still a startup. We just finished the development of this kit, so I mean we're trying to get the word out there and sell some cars.
And then the motors are in the front, or the
motors in the back or in the front.
Okay.
The motor sits in the tunnel right there, and it drives through a drive shaft to the back. It's just like any other normal hot rod.
Still a T15 or
nope,
whatever.
No transmission, single speed.
Okay.
No transmission.
So like
literally, you just put it in the gear, drive or reverse, and do what you got to do.
Awesome.
It's kind of like driving a big go-kart with doors. You know, it's like just a single speed. So
did y'all have to lower the suspension with the less weight?
No, that's just I just like the way it looks. Yeah. So it's on coilovers all the way around, and it's got the Mustang 2 front end with the tubular A arms, but it's all QA1 coilovers. So it's like literally a race car suspension underneath it. So we can, we've got probably 15 grand just in the suspension on this car, so it's a little bit higher end than the average. But you do have to, again, if you're going to do the conversion yourself or bring a car to us, we do have to do the Mustang 2 front end to get rid of the shock towers. So the battery will fit.
So you brought up price. Obviously, you don't have to give me the pricing on this car, but typically, like the range, if a guy was to have you guys do it, are you talking a $30,000?
Well, so it's more. So the kit's about 40. The kit by itself, if you do the work, is about 40, and that's the motor, the battery boxes, all the electrical wiring, everything that you need. If we do the work, you're going to be at about 70 to do the conversion.
Guys, that. In the grand scheme of things, you could go to Fat Fender Garage on these F-100 trucks, and you're easily spending over $100,000, 150, 250. That's the running rate for these kind of rigs going on right now. So, in the grand scheme of things, that's a drop in the bucket for people that need that.
The reality is, you don't have any of the ongoing maintenance cost. Once you write that check, that's all you do. There are no other costs involved with doing oil changes or anything like that. Let me show you. Yeah, we got kind of tricky with that. So the charge port's right there in the back at the normal filler neck. We just printed a 3D adapter plate.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a fun car to drive. It's a lot of fun. It gets around corners well, and it's stoplight's a stoplight. It's real quick.
I'm sure you probably had a lot of looks pulling in here, being all silent. Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Chris, I appreciate it, man. Best of luck.
I think you're not expecting
y si me dejara en paz, no habría problemas más. Pero ¿qué pasó? Mi suegra llegó, entró y saludó, que solo nervio. Mi suegra llegó, dinero. Mi suegra llegó, mi suegra llegó. Después que trabajé, mi suegra llegó, de cuenta que ya mi suegra se va. Yes, but that's a diesel engine, so it's not necessarily.
It's like my favorite because it's literally everything. It is
Johnny.
trying to find something. Oh, I'd have I wasn't that shot after he didn't have a chance to make it. They actually had that foul.
He's got this arm.
I'll get it lower.
You have to see how many clutch, if it has a clutch pedal.
Huh?
You have to see if it's got a clutch pedal.
It doesn't. I didn't see one.
It's probably an automatic.
What?
I said it's probably an automatic then.
Yeah, I don't want to do this whole thing.
I think that color would look good on anything else. But it looks good on this.
And hopefully work with a one-way flight each time, and just leave my car there. Because it's a lot driving across the country, you know. It's fun.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I've got 48 on kind of show.
So got it on.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. It's actually the next day, Sunday, the day that this, well, actually, I don't know that I'm going to post this on Sunday, but the day after the show. And I just want to thank you guys very much for subscribing, liking the video, commenting. This is one of those kind of milestone, not even a milestone, really, just an accomplishment, which, you know, might seem minor, and that's okay. Like, you know, everyone has milestones in their lives, and it's you know, for that person it's important, and maybe for other people it's not, and that's acceptable, right? But for me it's a big deal because it's a hopeful start of a trend. You know, I've committed to this channel, and I've committed to not only starting projects but completing projects. And this was a one particular situation where I put a deadline out there. And full transparency, I actually wanted to go to last year's Pistons and Paint show, and last year's Texoma F-100 show up in Gainesville, Texas, and last year's Classic Truck Nationals, and I missed all of those. So the fact that I was able to go to Pistons and Paint this year, and I kept at it, was, in my opinion, pretty cool. regardless of if you were there through all of it or not, it's neither here nor there. I really appreciate you guys coming along. I appreciate the new subscribers that have subscribed, and hope that you enjoy this video, and hope that you enjoy the future videos that are coming. If you have suggestions, if you've got video ideas, shoot me messages, comments, whatever, and we'll see what we can do. Next video, like I mentioned early on, is going to be pertaining to building a 10 by 10 shed, and kind of, I don't know how detailed I'll get as far as the video there, but it's going to be, something about the 10 by 10 shed, but more importantly about cleaning this place up, and getting ready for the next video series, truck build series, car build series, whatever that series is going to be. All right, guys, I appreciate it so very much. If you are new here, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell button, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your animals. Actually, I don't think animals can watch videos, but either way, thanks a lot. See you next week.